Hi, welcome to Software Project Management Lesson 2, Project Management and Information Technology Context, Part 1. First, we will see the learning outcomes of this lesson. This session will address the system view of project management and how it applies to its projects. Part of managing project is to understand the organizational structure and culture. We need to explain the importance of stakeholders and top management commitment to success of the IT project. Even though projects are temporary and intended to provide a unique product or a service, we cannot run project in isolation. The projects must operate within the organizational environment. The way to approach and manage the project should be from system point of view and taking a holistic view of execution of the project. Senior management must make sure projects continue to support current business needs. The holistic approach is called system thinking. The systems approach emerged in the 1950s to describe a more analytical approach to manage and problem solving. The approach includes three parts, which is the systems philosophy, and that is the overall model for thinking about things as systems. The systems analysis, and that's the part where you get involved within problem solving approach with analyzing the data that you have analyzed in the business or analyzed in the system. And then system management, which is the part where you start addressing the business, the technology, the organizational issues before making any changes and decisions on the system. Next, we will learn about three-sphere model for system management. The three spheres are the business, technology, organization. So basically, we need to look at three different areas. Those different areas will assist together. When integrated properly or correctly, they will create successful business. In each area, we ask certain questions and look at the answers, or look for the answers that will satisfy the integration area, the gray area here in the middle. If we can find the answers for questions that can satisfy the overlap of these areas together, when we will have successful integration for the organization's business and technology. So, we have organization, business and technology together. Then, perspectives on organizations. There are four frames that will assist in understanding the organization and organizational issues. Each frame addresses certain areas of organization. The structure frame focuses on roles and responsibilities, coordination and control organization chart. At that point, we help define this frame. So, we would have a chart that will show us the structure for the organization. The human resource, which is a frame that focuses on providing harmony between needs of the organization and needs of people. And then the political frame, which assumes organizations are coalitions composed of varied individuals and interested groups. Each group have their own interest. Each group wants something to happen, so conflict will happen and power will be the key issue for this framework. The last one is the symbolic frame, which focus on symbols, which is more of a cultural importance or cultural issues for the organization. Next, we will see the research study in IT project failure. In a paper titled A Study in Project Failure, two researchers examined the success and failure of 214 IT projects over an 8-year period in several European countries. The researchers found that only 1 in 8, it means 12.5%, were considered successful in terms of meeting scope, time, and cost goals. The authors said that the culture within many organizations is often to blame. Among other things, people often do not discuss important leadership, stakeholder, and risk management issues. Organizational structures. There are 3 basic organizational structures. So, if we go back to the structural issues or structural frame and look at the structure for the company, what are the structures? The different structures, it could be functional, it could be a project, or could be metrics. And in each one of those structures, the reporting for the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, will be different in the functional. The functional manager will be reporting to the CEO, and project organizational structures, the program managers will be reporting to the CEOs. In a matrix, you will have like a middle ground between the functional project structures, other personnel that will reporting 2 or more bosses. This slide shows the different structures and the hierarchy of these structures, and the figure shows who will report to whom in each of these structures. A functional organization structure is the hierarchy most people thinking of when picturing an organizational chart. It's common. Functional managers or vice president in specialties such as engineering, manufacturing, IT, and human resources report to the Chief Executive Officer. Their staff have specialized skills in their respective disciplines. For example, most universities have very strong functional organization. Only faculty members in the IT department teach IT courses. Faculty in the engineering department teach engineering. Faculty in the art department teach art, and so on. Many defense, architectural, engineering, and consulting companies using a project organizational structure. These companies often hire people specifically to work on particular projects. Next, we will move to metric structure. For example of metric structure, IT personnel at many companies often split their time between 2 or more projects, but they report to their manager in the IT department. Project managers in metric organizations have staff from various functional areas working on their projects, as shown in this figure. This table summarizes how organizational structures influence projects and project managers based on information from several versions of Project Management Book Guide. The slide shows the project characteristics and their relations on the organizational level. You can see how much authority, involvement and control has the project manager and the functional manager in each area. And you can see in some areas the project manager has more control than the functional manager. On the other side, you see that the functional manager has more control than the project manager. With other areas, so it depends on which area we are addressing. And you can see that in some areas that functional manager has more control than the project manager. Next, we will move to the organizational culture. The organizational culture is a set of shared assumptions, values, and behavior that characterize the functioning of an organization. Many experts believe there are underlying causes of many companies' problems are not the structure or staff, but the culture. And culture will lower employees' morale and drive them away from the company, searching for other opportunities. Recently, Tesla lost many employees to their other companies due to the company's culture. You can check some of the articles that been published about these employees leaving, and especially the people that work in the area of automobile cars to other competitive companies in that area. The organizational culture has 10 characteristics. That member identity. This is one of the characteristics for the culture, the identity of each one within the organization. The group emphasis, how to work in groups, in terms together, how to collaborate. People focus. We focus on the person, the employee, and how we give them the ability to take the proper decisions. As example, a project manager might assign tasks to certain people without considering their individual needs. Or the project manager might know each person very well and focus on the individual needs when assigning work or making other decisions. Good project managers often balance the needs of individuals and the organization. You need to keep it in your mind if you want to be a good project manager. The unit integration. Integrating the different units together and that way they are communication with each other. They control how we can control the different processes within the organization. The risk tolerance. The degree to which employees are encouraged to be aggressive, innovative, and risk-seeking. An organizational culture with a high risk tolerance is often best for project management because projects often involve new technologies, ideas, and processes. The reward criteria. We will add a reward system to the company which will increase the morale of the employees. Conflict tolerance. If there was a conflict, how to solve it? How could we mitigate, reduce any other problems or issues that might happen? That means ends orientation, so we need to concentrate on this kind of orientation to make sure that the employees understand what's going on with the organization. Open system focused. The degree to which the organization monitors and responds to changes in the external environment. The IT project will be more successful in an organizational culture where these items are strong or balanced. It depends on which characteristics are we talking about. Some of them you need them strong, others you need them to be balanced with each other. Next we will see stakeholder management. In our first lesson, we have discussed about who are the project stakeholders. Here we discussed stakeholder management in brief. Project managers must take time to identify, understand and manage relationships with all project stakeholders using the 4 frames of organizations. The organization can help meet stakeholders' needs and expectations. Senior executive or top management are very important members as a stakeholder. They are one of the stakeholders and they are very important in the success, in the commitment of the project. Later on, we hope to learn stakeholder management in detail. See Chapter 13, Project Stakeholder Management for more information. We will see more about the importance of top management commitment. People in top management positions are key stakeholders in project. A very important factor in helping project managers successfully lead projects in the level of commitment and support they receive from top management. Without top management commitment, many projects will fail. Some projects have a senior manager called a chairperson who act as a key supporter for a project. How top management can help project managers. Providing adequate resources, providing unique projects need in a timely manner, getting cooperation from other parts of the organization, monitoring and coaching on leadership issues. Best practices. A major element of good practice concerns IT governance, which address the authority for and control of key IT activities in organization, including IT infrastructure, IT use, and project management. The lack of IT governance can be dangerous. You can see many examples. You can look at the cases here from Australia or other cases on the internet to see the effect of the absence of IT governance on the system. Need for organizational commitment to information technology. If the organization has a negative attitude towards IT, it will be difficult for an IT project. To succeed, having a sponsor or supporter that will support the project would be great. So usually we will have like a chief information officer who would be in higher level and who will help the project. The IT projects, he will be the main stakeholder. He can be the supporter and he can be the sponsor. He or she can be the sponsor for the project, assigning non-IT people to the IT project also encourages more commitment. Need for organizational standards. Standards and guidelines help project managers be more effective. Are you agree with that? Yes. Senior management can encourage the use of standard forms and software for project management. Usually we know how to do the technical stuff, but the documentation will be difficult. So it's good to encourage that use of certain forms or like Microsoft Project for managing projects to plan and execute the project correctly. Also, the senior management should encourage the development and use of guidelines for writing project plans or providing status information. How to report the project execution results, what are the guidelines that you need to follow, the creation of project management office can be done if we are dealing with large amount of project and we are dealing with large organization. Usually in these large organizations, since they have lots of project to deal with, instead of having one project manager who will deal with all these problems, they will have an office. The whole office, which is called the project management office, and that office will deal with all these issues, problems, and projects. Now we reach to the end of today's lesson. In this lesson, we discussed project managers need to take a system approach when working on projects. Organizations have 4 different frames. Can you remember? Structural, human resource, political, and symbolic. The structures and culture of an organization have strong implication for project managers. Hope you all enjoy this lesson. We will meet again on next week with lesson 3. Please do the quiz on LMS. Do you have any questions related to this lesson? Please post on discussion forum on LMS. Then we can discuss that. Here we means including your batchmates. You can discuss by using discussion forum. Stay safe. Have a nice day. Thank you.